What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I do want to apologize first things first about the video yesterday where I did say CPI numbers were coming out today. I was mistaken. I was looking at the wrong date. The numbers are actually coming out tomorrow morning, and we have to talk about what happened in the markets today, what investors are looking forward to as far as the actual numbers for the CPI data, the bank earnings, everything else you guys need to know. We are definitely in the danger zone, and I want to break down to you guys how this plays into the move that we are going to see tomorrow with AMC stock and the overall market. If the CPI numbers are good, if they are bad, what is going to happen with AMC? As well as that, I do want to break down the other video that I made yesterday about Iceberg Research covering on their short positions. If you guys have been apes for a very long time, I believe July 2nd, we'll take a look at the actual tweet, but I believe July 2nd they came out and said they were initiating a short position on AMC. The fundamentals did not make a lot of sense, and it essentially dropped AMC stock about 10% that one day. So it did get a lot of hype and a lot of attention. If you were in AMC then, you know exactly who Iceberg Research is. And then yesterday they came out and said that they covered on their short positions, but the stock went down. So I want to explain to you guys why I think that happened, if this is even legit, if they even had a short position to begin with. So let's not waste any time. Let's break down all of this information for you guys. If you get any value out of this video, hit the like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know down below in the comment section if you think inflation is going to come in high, if you think it is going to come in low, and also let me know your guys' average cost on your AMC shares. I am very curious about this. I want to see where our average, position price is, or share price is. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into this video. And today we were down 1.15% in regular trading, down 0.19% in after hours trading. So a relatively flat day, and AMC has been pinned since about September 20th, when we did come down from $53, did ultimately bottom out around $40. Well, I shouldn't say bottom out, but where this volatility really stopped, where we stopped selling off so hard at about $40 per share, and then started to slowly melt down. We've been in between $36 and $40 since, like I said, about September 20th. So we are due for a move to the downside or to the upside. And just to be clear here, I do think we could possibly, I'm leaning more towards a sell-off tomorrow, just because I think the inflation numbers are going to come in high. And when inflation is high, essentially if AMC thought they were going to make, let's throw out a random number, $5 billion of revenue in 2025, but inflation is going to be 5% every year until then, what is that, about 25%? That means those earnings, that $5 billion, would be worth 25% less, because inflation would have been 25% by then. So that's where you start to see valuations get a little funky. Investors start to sell off stocks, and even if people aren't selling AMC, the trading algorithms and the fear in the market alone will start to push down the bid and ask. Essentially, people will stop paying as much for the stock. So it doesn't mean a lot of people are going to really be selling, just not paying as much per share, not running those bids up as much. So that's really what you guys need to know. We are pinned. This could go either way. If the inflation numbers come in lower than expected, we will see a massive rally. AMC could go over $40 per share. That's only about $3.18 away from where we currently are right now. So it's really 50-50. I don't want to, hype anybody up. I don't want to make this pessimistic at the same time, but acknowledge the facts and what is likely to happen. And what I think is likely to happen is we are going to see a sell-off. But if you are a true ape and you have conviction in your trade, just like I do, or your position, then that is an opportunity to buy more shares. As we do know, AMC, this situation is still incredibly bullish. This is not over by any means necessary. We're going to hit all-time highs yet again, in my personal opinion, in due time. And like what Warren Buffett, one of his most famous quotes is, the stock market is simply a tool used to transfer wealth from the impatient to the patient. Question is, are you going to be patient? Do you have all of your savings in the stock and you're freaking out? Your mental health is out of whack. probably not a good idea. But if you are able to financially keep and hold on to your position, it's not hurting you, and you know what the trade is, you know eventually you're going to make massive tendies, then by all means, you shouldn't be that worried about it. But keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor, not a financial planner, or your dad, so I have no authority to tell you what to do with your money or your position. That is totally up to you guys. We are just here providing the facts and my personal opinion, so never take this as if I'm telling you guys what to do. That ultimately comes down to whatever you guys want to do, whatever you feel comfortable with. Now let's talk a little bit more about inflation numbers, what they're expected to come in at, and then, what you guys can really expect from the overall markets. And I kind of already, talked about that, but I want to dive into it a little bit more because we've seen some interesting moves at the end of the day in the markets and really throughout the whole day today. So I was actually looking at this chart in yesterday's video, and I got the wrong date mixed up for whatever reason. But for the September numbers, that is coming out October 13th at 8:30 a.m. So that is tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. And unfortunately, whatever, position you have now, you're going to be stuck with this. The market's either going to gap up or it's going to gap down a lot, in my personal opinion, depending on how this inflation reading does come in. So we're basically at the mercy of the markets and just investor confidence at this point in time. Not too much you guys can actually do. The numbers are expected to come in about 0.2%. So year over year, that's about 5.4%. There's estimates, on the high end about 5.5%, on the low end about 5%. So if we do come in lower than 5%, we are probably going to rally in the markets. Even if we come in at about 5%, I think investors will think that is a great thing. And just to be clear, when it comes in 0.02, that's month over month. Calculate that by 12, that's where you'll come out to your number. Or 2.5%, you guys understand what I mean? Just times it by 12, that's where you come out to that 5% number. So it's expected to be in between 5 and 5.5%. Year over year, calculating that out 12 months. If it comes in higher than, let's say, 5.3, 5.4%, or, about 0.3, 0.4%, you're looking at a sell-off, in my personal opinion. And I think investors have really started to price this in towards the end of the day today, and we did see a weird move. And just to be clear here, we are under our 100-day moving average, so it looks like we're going to see a gap down just because we are at this level. If investors were confident in this, we should have went above the 50-day moving average, but we are under the 100-day moving average, which is a big sign for trading algorithms. But I do want to pull this out to the 1-minute candlestick chart. Seen a very weird move towards the end of the day today. You guys can see this massive sell-off. We bottomed out at $432.79. We did see quite a bounce towards, the last 4 minutes of market, and then we did come down, and after hours down 0.31% as we do currently speak, with a lot of sell volume that did come in. So I think this is a sign of what is to come. But when you do see big sell-offs like this, and the CPI numbers for whatever reason don't come in that high, you could see a major bounce just because a lot of people overestimated, or there was too much fear in the markets expecting bad numbers, but they actually came in good. So when it comes down to it, it's really 50-50. But from what I have been seeing in my personal life, my day-to-day, life, everything is more expensive. Even wages are going up a lot. Pretty much every time you see a new place is hiring, it's $1 or $2 more than what it was just this last time around. And I live in Michigan. The minimum wage is $9.45. A place in northern Michigan, in Traverse City, I'm not sure if you guys are from Michigan, in Traverse City is paying $21 at McDonald's just to start. That is not going to be transitory. That is going to be longer lasting inflation. We are going to get the Fed minutes as well, that are basically the Fed leaders that are going to talk about what they are seeing, what report, what this report is. Probably not get anything that will move the market or anything new, but it is possible that can happen, and we could have a good or, bad reaction from the markets based off of that. But from what they're telling me right now, probably looking at a sell-off. We also do have bank earnings that are coming out throughout the rest of this week. About 47% of all banks will report their earnings this week, and then the other half will report them next week. So that's going to be very important to see how these banks do guide as far as, you know, what they expect growth to be, how consumers are, if they're still getting loans or not at the same pace, if they're still paying back all these loans. It's going to be big to watch the bank earnings. So investors, CPI, bank earnings, that's going to be the main focus throughout the rest of this week. As well as that, let's briefly acknowledge Iceberg Research, and this tweet that they did, you know, obviously tag themselves in, that was, like I said, July 2nd, so I was right on that. It dropped ANC about 10%. They said, we are short AMC, fundamentals are obvious. After 1 month of trading sideways and lots of money lost in call options, the pump seems increasingly shaky. And then they did come out yesterday, said we covered our AMC shorts, down 30% from our initial position, 1 out of 4. Basically says they agree with apes, they demand more transparency, blah blah blah. All of this is not too important. We may reopen shorts later. And a lot of people were like, hey, if they did this, if they covered their short position, why didn't AMC go up? This was at 3:28 p.m. We were the first channel to make a video on this and to cover this, and it comes down to the simple fact that they probably had a very small short position, if they even had one. Iceberg Research, they have come out, you know, they seem to get a lot of publicity, which is kind of weird for not being like an legit firm. You can't really find anything out about them. So who knows if they even had a short position to begin with? Who knows if this is some bigger hedge fund that has this account that just tries to spread fear or whatever they do? Who knows? But if it didn't move the stock, it wasn't a very large short position to begin with. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about all of this information. What do you think the inflation numbers are going to be? Do you see inflation happening around you? What is your average position on your AMC shares? Let me know that information. Your guys' opinion and, you know, information you can give to me is very valuable to me. It helps come to my own conclusion, or a better conclusion for myself. As well as that, if you guys do want to get access to all of my trades in real time, check out the link for the buy and sell alerts. We do it all: swing trade, day trade, make long-term investments with stock, options, and or crypto, and also passive income with options. That is a huge part of my trading, is passive income, selling calls, selling puts, doing all these strategies, debit spreads, credit spreads, doing all of that. So if you guys want personal, you know, assistance help, it's never financial advice, but if you guys want to be a part of that program, definitely check it out. It pays for itself, very inexpensive. Also, just to directly support the channel as well, if you guys are not signed up with Public or Webull, check those links out down below in the description of this video. With Public, no need to even link a bank account or deposit a single dollar. You get up to $70 in your choice free stock, and you guys already know about Webull. Get 4 free stocks, each of them potentially worth up to $2,600 a piece when you do deposit $100 and fund your brand new account. So that's all for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.